House, October. The kind of heat that reminds you the city owns you, not the other way around. Behind iron gates on a quiet Victoria Island street, a large modern house stood the way money stands, quietly, deliberately, certain of itself. 3 stories of clean geometric lines, a crepe myrtle tree in the compound, its purple blossoms dropping onto the tiled driveway in the morning heat. A black Lexus sitting inside the gate that had been delivered 3 days before its owner. Kunle Okonkwo had arranged that from London. The car waiting in the compound like a promise he had made to himself. He was returning at 33. He had left at 25. 8 years. Long enough to become a different man entirely. Long enough to forget the smell of this city in the morning. Long enough to almost convince himself he didn't miss it. He stood at the sitting room window, looking out through the glass at the compound he had not seen in nearly 2 years. His last visit had been brief, businesslike, in and out before the city could pull him back completely. The crepe myrtle, the tiled driveway, the iron gate beyond which Victoria Island moved through its morning, generators humming, cars easing past, the particular rhythm of a neighborhood that has insulated itself from the chaos of the city just outside its walls. Behind him on the coffee table, a glass of whiskey sat untouched. He had poured it. He had walked to the window instead. The ice was melting slowly, quietly, with no one watching. There was a particular kind of trouble that could not be solved by a drink. He was intimate with that kind of trouble. Her name was Chiamaka, and she was somewhere between his past and his future, in a gray zone that neither of them had been brave enough to resolve before he boarded his flight home. He had come back for reasons he told himself were practical. The business needed him in Lagos. The opportunities were here now, not there. Lagos had changed. He had changed. These were the things he said to people when they asked. What he did not say, what he barely admitted to himself, was that London had become a place where he could breathe, but not live. And a man cannot survive on breath alone. 40 minutes away, in Ajegunle, Zainab Musa was already awake. She had been awake since 5. This was not unusual. In the single room she shared with her mother and 3 younger siblings, sleep was a negotiation. Space was a negotiation. Everything was a negotiation. Mama Zainab. Zainab, you will be late. Zainab. I'm ready, Mama. Mama Zainab. Did you eat? Zainab. I'm not hungry. Mama Zainab. Take the bread. Eat on the bus. You cannot work on an empty stomach. Zainab. Yes, Mama. She had been doing this since she was 17, cleaning houses, learning the particular discipline of invisibility that wealthy spaces require of the people who maintain them. She had worked in 4 houses before this one. She had learned the rules in all of them. The rules were simple. Keep your eyes down. Do your work. Do not exist beyond your function. Do not, under any circumstances, become a person to them. Because once you become a person, once they see you, everything becomes complicated. Zainab knew this. She had memorized this. She had never once, in 8 years of working in other people's houses, given anyone reason to look at her twice. She intended to keep it that way. She arrived at 6 a.m. The iron gates were already open. Mama Titi was waiting for her in the compound, standing beneath the crepe myrtle tree whose purple blossoms had already begun dropping onto the tiled driveway in the morning heat. She was a woman of perhaps 55, solid and unhurried, with the particular authority of someone who has earned her position over decades rather than been given it.